Union Champagne, 2,000 wine growers, 1,300 managed hectares. This is the co-op of co-ops. Not only are they one of the largest co-ops in Champagne, they produce the Gall. Now, what is the Gall? This is their top line Premier Cru. And tonight we are going to try the Orpale. Let's talk about Champagne. This is the Gall Orpale Vintage 2004. You heard me right, 2004. This champagne comes from the Union Champagne. Located in Avize, this champagne comes from one of the largest co-ops in the business. Roughly 2,000 wine growers. Their overall managed acreage or hectares is 1,300 hectares they manage of rows and rows and rows of beautiful grapes. The little bit of history on the Union de Champagne and the Gall. Now, the co-op takes all the grapes and blends them together and makes them and sells them and does what a co-op does. And we'll do a review in a video on what co-ops are at some point. But what they decided to do about 50 years ago was start making their own champagne, which is where we get the Gall from. Now, the Orpale represents the apex of their work. This is a vintage that rests on leaves, not for 5 years, not for 7, not for 9, not for 10. This rests for 12 years in their cellar on leaves before it is degorged. It has a 7 grams per liter dosage. It is a 100% Chardonnay, all from the Côte de Blanc. This champagne underwent malolactic fermentation, but a portion of it did not. Reason being, to maintain the freshness of this champagne. Why take a champagne that has rested on leaves for 12 years? Now that's maturity. Now I'm really excited because this will be one of the oldest champagnes I've tasted. Why take a champagne with Chardonnay from the Côte de Blanc, age them for 12 years, all of vintage from 2004, and overpower it with malolactic fermentation? Okay, very good choice, especially when you're dealing with the goal to produce this amazing champagne. Now, funny story, last year I was in Avize going to see Bouquin Dupont, one of our partners, and I walked past the Union Champagne, and I honestly had no clue what it is. It literally is right next door to Frank Bonville's house, and I walked past Frank Bonville's house just to see it, and I saw this, what looked like a giant spaceship, and I'm like, what could that be? And giant trucks are coming in and out of it, and I'm thinking, well, it looks like an office building. Come to find out, this is the Union Champagne. And tonight, we are going to try the Orpale 2004. Now, this is the oldest champagne I have tried. This is up there in terms of its quality, in terms of what it is. This is not one of your everyday drinking champagnes. Not only is it not an everyday drinker, it does come in a bit of a price tag. Okay, so you gotta be prepared for that. I won't lie, I've been a little bit hesitant to open this and try it, primarily because, you know, you only get one chance at some of these champagnes that I work with, whether they're one-offs from grower producers or whether they're just very expensive and I, you know, come across one and I just want to get it right. So I really wanted to get everything right. I want to get all my technology right. I want to get my lighting right. I want to get my camera angle right. I want to get everything right because I only get one shot at this. So tonight, we're gonna try the Gall Cuvée Orpale 2004. Let's get into this. Ooh, this is a beautiful bottle, okay? I mean, this is a beautiful, beautiful bottle. All right. The foil on it is beautiful. Gold and blue is one of my absolute favorite. I shouldn't say one of, gold and blue is my favorite combination. So this kind of won me over right there with just its color scheme. Now, here's something interesting. 6. That's interesting. All right, you ready? Here we go. Tense. Very tense. Wow. All right. Now, I can tell you right just from pouring it, I am not overwhelmed, but the bouquet is very, very prominent. Ooh, first off, its color. It has an absolutely beautiful pale gold color. That is Chardonnay. This is proper aging. This is a champagne that obviously they wanted to make sure they got it right. Ooh, it is very fresh. For something that's 12 years old, okay, let me phrase that, for something that's almost 20 years old and rested on lees for 12 years, the freshness is very prominent. I'm getting a beautiful, fresh Chardonnay. There's fresh white fruit, a little bit of apple, pear, honey, little taste of that honey you get from well-aged Chardonnay. But there's also a darker hint of something. I want to say like cocoa, but I have heard of this, and this tobacco, like white tobacco. I've heard about it, and I've never come across a champagne that actually had it. And now that I'm getting it, and I know that that is a note that is prominent in this vintage, I get it. And if you ever want to experience what that white tobacco aroma is, the Orpale 2004, it's there. All right, I'm ready. Oh my God. I have never tasted anything like that. That is off the hook. Wow. That is mature. It is balanced. It is complex. It is flawless. There's brioche. There's vanilla that's coming from that malolactic fermentation that's there. The chalkiness from the Côte Blanc is coming through. After the first hint of the flavor on the palate, when I go in for the second nose, now you're getting that smokiness. You're getting that age, that maturity, and it comes through. My goodness. Citrus. It has an incredible finish. This is mature, and when I say it's mature, remember it aged for 12 years, okay? On lees for 12 years, and aged in bottle for the rest of the time. It is deep. It is very, very rich, but at the same time, it is fresh. They did not lose anything in that Chardonnay. It is prominent. It is there. Honey, there's brioche, there's white fruit, pear, apple. There's just harmony. You get vanilla on the nose, you get brioche, and it's finished. It is a very long finish. Like it's still there. It permeates through your nose and it's still there. But one beautiful thing about it is it's not dying and turning into something else. Sometimes champagne on the finish, it can turn acrid or bitter. That's just kind of how it is. This does not have that, and that's because of that aging. I'm willing to bet that 12 years removes that and gives it that beautiful, beautiful length. That finish is just magnificent. Wow. I'm glad I waited because this is just intense. Wow, that's old Chardonnay. I don't mean old in the bad way. I mean, that's mature Chardonnay. This is incredible. Wow. I need more of this. I really do. I need more of that. That's worth the price of admission. Have a look at the eye candy. Tobacco notes, honey, vanilla, brioche, smoke, chalk, hazelnut, youth, and maturity at the same time. The Orpale 2004 is a magnificent champagne, and it's a standalone. This is not something you pair with anything. Can you? Of course you can. It has acidity enough to cut through something with a bit of richness to it. It has a good balance to it. It's tame, okay, because of that maturity. That Chardonnay really has been tamed down, and that hint of malolactic fermentation. Yeah, you could pair it with something, but I wouldn't. I wouldn't. This is an aperitif. This is a celebration. This is one of those champagnes where this is the standalone. I mean, I've had standalones before, nothing like this. And this is just the apex. This comes from a cooperative that manages so much area, has so many wine growers all throughout the region. And this champagne, all the Chardonnay here, 100% Chardonnay Blanc de Blanc, it's coming from the Côte Blanc. And we all know you can't go wrong with Chardonnay from the Côte Blanc. That chalkiness, it's so there. There's even a hint of flintiness in it. I am gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna say this is probably one of the finest champagnes I've ever had. Wow. I maybe this will be a short review only because I don't have too much else to say. What else can you say other than magnifique? Bravo! Like that is just amazing. It's changing. Again, I try to keep champagne at the optimum temperature, and they warm up a little bit because of the lights and things like that. I try to keep the champagnes at the optimum temperature, but it is warm in here. No AC. I have the lights going and things like that. It does get very warm in here, and the champagne is opening up even more, and it is getting deeper. The flavors are getting deeper. It's. At first, I was gonna end the review and say, hey, have a good night, but it's changing. That bouquet is completely different now. Now you're getting that tobacco full blast. The reason why you don't want to pair this with food is because, as I'm finding out drinking it, it changes and its complexity grows. It deepens and deepens and deepens as the champagne breathes, as it warms up. It is just incredible. And that white tobacco aroma, it's so there. I mean, it's just so there. I've never, ever, ever smelt something like that. It is just incredible. And then that honey note, it's just so beautiful. It's honey. Whoever would have thought like a honey and tobacco? But now that I'm experiencing something that has those two notes, wow, what an amazing combination. The vanilla is coming through a little bit more. That 7 grams per liter is just spot on. In my personal taste, whew, my instinct is to say a little bit lower on the dosage, but that 7 grams, this is not coming across as sweet. It's just perfect. It is just absolutely perfect. They're nailing this. But I expect nothing less. Gall, the Orpale, vintage 2004. I expect this to be exceptional, and it is proving to be exactly that. Before I forget, I want to say a special congratulations to my very good friend Cornelius. He proposed to his beautiful bride, she accepted, and I want to dedicate this glass to my friend Cornelius and his beautiful bride to be, and I wish them the best of luck. Cheers on your absolutely joyous engagement. With that, I've got nothing to say. And I mean that in the positive. I've got nothing to say. Exceptional champagne. As always, especially tonight, drinking the Orpale 2004 from Gall, from the Union Champagne. There is no better job. A guy cannot ask for anything better. Thank you all for hanging out with us. I hope you learned a little bit about the champagne. I hope you reach out and try it. And as always, I love what we do. We enjoy engaging with you. Please like and subscribe. It lets us know that we're doing a good job and we're entertaining you and hopefully educating and giving you something fun to watch about something that hopefully we all share a love for, champagne. Until the next time, champagne every day. Thank you.